want to change the perspective of a photo. Maybe you took the photo a little bit off from the side of your subject, or a little too high or too low. Or perhaps in another scenario, you want to create a composite of images with slightly different perspectives. The new perspective warp tool will allow you to adjust the perspective of parts of your image while keeping other areas intact. And you can do this fluidly, and you're going to get great results. So let's take a look at this. So let's begin by converting this image layer into a smart object. So I'm just going to right-click on this background layer and say Convert to Smart Object. Now let's apply our perspective warp to change the way we see this building. Rather than looking at it from the corner, we're going to look at things more from the face or the front of the building. So under the Edit menu, we'll choose Perspective Warp. Now, to use this tool effectively, we'll click to apply a grid and then drag the grid out to the various corners of the face of this building. And we'll just zoom in to make sure that we've got this nicely aligned with all four corners. And once this initial grid is placed, we're going to apply a second grid to ensure that we've got the building set up to adjust the perspective. Now the nice feature that we're going to see is the next grid, as I drag this out from the far side, will automatically align and lock itself to this first grid that we've drawn out. The only thing I need to do is adjust these bottom corners. I'm just going to drag that out a little bit. It looks like my top corner is just fine. So let's apply our perspective warp. We'll switch to the warp mode. And I'm going to use the Shift key just to make sure that these walls of the building are vertical. So by shift clicking on each of these, this will line them all up vertically. And now I can apply the perspective warp by dragging the handle in on the right side, dragging the center handle to the left. Notice how the building appears to turn in our photo. And then I can raise that right-hand corner. And just to level the foreground, that foreground surface, I'm just going to shift and click, and that just makes things nice and straight. So what a great tool this is to change perspective, and I'm going to apply that now by hitting my checkbox. So there you have it, the perspective warp tool. It allows you to reposition the vanishing point within an image. Effectively, it's like altering the camera position after the shot. And it allows you to do this with great control and great results.